In this tutorial, we are going to discuss module 5 of the subject robotics. The topic is Introduction to Position and Force Control. Today's industrial robots are in most cases programmed using a position control scheme. That is, the robot tool follows a prescribed trajectory in space which has been pre-programmed. Any deviation in prescribed trajectory of the encoder is compensated for by the feedback control loop of the robot. That is, the position of the end effector or the joints of the manipulators are controlled by the feedback control loop of the manipulator. Position control works well for all applications in which the robot tool has to go to a prescribed position and doesn't interact rigid environment or workpiece. For example, welding, painting, pick and place robot, etc. Other applications require controlling not only the position but also the applied force. For example, when erase a blackboard, robot needs to move the eraser along the plane of the board, which means the control of its position, and as well needs to exert a certain amount of force perpendicular to the board to erase the board. That means the control of force. To use force control, the robot needs to process information about the force coming from a FT sensor. FT sensor is the sensor which senses force and torque, and deviation from the prescribed force measured by the sensor will be compensated in the control loop and robot joints will be actuated accordingly. This is the basic diagram of force and position control of a manipulator. Here, which is the force and position is controlled by this feedback control loop. We are providing force and position control here. By inverse dynamics, we can find out the manipulator or end effector parameters from the given values of force and torque. So we are finding Q or Q dot, which are the end effector joint or link parameter, and F is the end effector parameter, that is the force exerted due to the joint and due to the given joint and link parameters. From these joint and link parameters, from these given joint and link parameters, we can find out the position control, that is the joint parameters by using direct kinematics. Next, The important factor here is the error. That error is minimized by using PID controller, which is proportional, integral, and derivative controller. In the case of here, in the case of PID controller, the error is minimized using PID controller, and the error minimized information is fed back to the robot. Here, the robot's output is fed back to the PID controller by subtracting with a reference voltage. The error can minimize as shown in the graph by using PID controller. PID is found errors by three methods: proportional method, integral method, and derivative method. Here it is the basic diagram of PID controller, which contains three parts: P for proportional, I for integral, and D for derivative. The error which we need to minimize is fed to these three blocks and are processed and are added. The output we will get have the minimum error and are fed back to the robot manipulator or to the processor of the robot. In the case of proportional, the error is multiplied with Kp. Here R, small r, represents the error. Also, the amplitude of the error is considered. In the integral, area under the curve is used. Also, the error is multiplied with Ki into 1 by S. In the derivative, the change in error is calculated and is multiplied with Kd into S. The proportional depends on the present error, where integral depends on the accumulation of past error, and derivative is a prediction of future errors based on current rate of change of errors. The weighted sum of these three actions is used to adjust the process. The block diagram of a process under a PID control is given as: the initial value of the error is set point SP, which is given as input to PID controller. Output of PID controller is connected to processor and the processor to robot. Its processor's output is sensed by using different varieties of sensors, which senses the link end effector parameters like force, torque, displacement, etc. And these measured variables are fed back to the PID controller, where S is the disturbance and the output is process variable, which is represented as PV. Set point SP is the value that we want the processor to be. PID controller looks at the SP and compares with the actual value of process variable. The aim is to set SP is equal to PV. That is, the error will be minimized more. The PV is subtracted from SP to create error. The error is multiplied by the P, I, and D actions. The resulting error into control actions are added together and set to the controller output. This is about the PID controller, which is used to minimize the error in the case of robot manipulator. Thank you.